All right, guys. So we're doing another interview, and this time with Nicole. So Nicole's been training with me for almost, actually over a year now, and we're just going to quickly have a chat with her and go through the transformation that she's achieved and how she did it, what results she's gotten, and then obviously just pass on some tips and useful information to hopefully help someone else out there that's thinking about doing coaching or just need some help. How are you?
I'm good.
So first off, Nicole, just introduce everyone or introduce yourself. Who are you? What do you do? Do you have any hobbies? What do you do for work? Tell us about yourself.
Cool. My name is Nicole, and I am essentially work in retail. I manage a bottle shop, or have managed a bottle shop, now just working in one. My day-to-day job is pretty much permanently me on my feet, dealing with some heavy lifting as well. So hobbies, I play computer games, I play World of Warcraft, so, I don't exactly get out a lot. Can imagine that I needed a push into exercise about a year ago. I do love walking though, so that's the one bonus. I'm happy to go for a day-long walk, so to speak, which is probably the equivalent of like a week's worth of cardio. Yeah.
And you do a lot of steps throughout your job anyway as well.
Yes. Yeah. Retail on your feet. It's not just sitting behind a register. It is moving constantly. Yeah.
That's good. And just give us a quick overview in terms of, so obviously we've been training for a year. We've gotten quite a lot of our results in the first few months that we trained primarily, but give everyone an idea of sort of what results you have gotten so far, even within that year of training.
Well, for starters, I lost a lot of weight. But, I mean, that's a bonus. I really just started reaching out to train with you because I just wanted a bit more confidence in myself. I wasn't an overweight person, but I was definitely, not in peak condition. I really wanted to get stronger. My bone density is pretty crap. So, I want to make sure that my muscles are in check. And as I get older, I know how to look after them. I know how to take care of myself. And that way I'm not riddled with, horrible issues when I'm an old person. I'm not, cringing because of back pain or hating my knees or, dealing with arthritis or, throwing out my back if I'm just like in a laundry basket. Yeah. Awesome. So results that I've gained so far, it's pretty cool. I guess I can now lift, 80 odd kilos. I don't know what the max is yet. I'm yet to maybe lift more.
Yeah.
I can now do pull-ups, which people make it look really, really easy. When someone is showing you how to do a pull-up, he makes it look super easy. And you think, oh yeah, I can do that. That's really easy. And then you go to do one and you go, no, it's not that bloody easy. So I can now do at least 7 pull-ups, at least 7. I do hope to achieve 10. I'm very pleased with the strength that is in my back, that I've, my lower back especially. I can spend a day on my feet now and not come home with swollen ankles or, a sore ache in my knees. I just generally feel stronger as a person all around. Yeah.
Which is really good. And we've been mostly through strength training. And to give everyone a quick idea of the sessions that Nicole does, so it's full body training. So all my clients train full body for the most part. So full body training, 3 sessions per week. And that's it. And each session goes for half an hour. And she was able to get to from assisted pull-ups to complete bodyweight pull-ups. I think our max on the bench press was about 35, 40 kilos on the bench. Squats, we got up to 60 kilo squats. Overhead presses, we go up to about 12.5 to 15 kilos overhead. And a lot of my training is single arm, but we're unilateral. So single arm overhead presses. So strong to the point that with her previous job, she was helping the guys move the heavy stuff around, or they'd actually ask her to help them move the heavy stuff around, which I think is pretty cool.
Yes. Well, my brother did ask me for assistance in moving, which turned out to be lifting a rear diff to help him. I really overestimated the weight in that, but I'm very pleased that I can lift at least 80 kilos now.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't think I would have been capable of lifting that had he asked for that sort of help a year ago. Yeah.
And it doesn't take much, consistency, a little bit of training, dieting, and to give you an idea, so we've gained a lot of muscle and strength as well as lost fat at the same time. So the recomp is possible. You can gain muscle and lose fat at the same time. Otherwise, strength and all those numbers wouldn't have gone up if we didn't gain that muscle. So just to sort of quickly step back, so at what point did you get to where you decided that you needed to see a trainer or even come and see me regarding training? What was that sort of that flip, that switch that you got to?
Personally, I think the push to change my life was more my grandfather passing away. That he passed away about a year ago now, and he was always a man who spent every moment awake just doing stuff, whether it be for himself or other people. So yeah, I used to think, I can't go to the gym, I don't have enough time. Working retail, we obviously work hours that require late nights, that require working weekends, long hours in general. So I used to use that, I guess, excuse a lot, that I just didn't have enough time in my day. We started training in the evening because I thought, oh yeah, that'd be easy. But yeah, with Granddad's passing away, he was a man who used to wake up at, like 4 o'clock in the morning and go for an hour's walk just to see the sunrise and tranquility and, that kind of stuff. So I thought, well, why can't I? Mm-hmm. Which is why we switched our training to mornings, because I didn't think I'd be a morning person, but you know what? It turns out I actually am.
And you're up at like 5 o'clock in the morning anyway.
Now, naturally I wake up, but ask my parents. I was never a morning person. I would sleep until like 10. Yeah. But yeah, it's refreshing now. Training has definitely given me a happier outlook on life. Waking up earlier, I can get so much more done in the day. I travel a fair distance to come out and see you, but it's worth it.
Tell everyone how long it takes you to get to me and back home.
Okay, if on a three times a week, I wake up at 5:15. I will have a coffee, a banana, a vitamin B. That's good for energy. Yeah. I will take my dog on a quick walk. That's about 15 minutes, and then I run down to catch a 6 a.m. train. If I miss the 6 a.m. train, I'm definitely late. But yeah, 6 a.m. train gets me at Bentley train station at about 6:40, 6:45. And then I walk from the Bentley train station to the Jets, which, depending on my enthusiasm, sometimes it can take me 12 minutes. I think that's when I really need to go to the bathroom and refuse to use the train station toilets. And some mornings when the enthusiasm's a little bit lacking, it can take maybe about 20 minutes on the walk. Yeah. But all up, that's the trip there. And then I make that trip back after spending, half an hour, 45 minutes sometimes with Shannon. And then, I make that trek back home. I'll walk from the gym back to the train station, 45 odd minutes on the train, and then I'm home.
Yep. So and that's working a full-time job with a partner and a dog. And that is 40 minutes there, 20 minutes walking, 30-minute session, 20-minute walk back, and 40-minute train ride back. And then people complain that they don't have enough time, where it's just a matter of making that priority.
Yeah, I used to think to myself, I don't have enough time, but yeah, you'll be surprised at what you can do. I've stopped a bad habit of gaming until the wee hours of the morning, so I'm getting a decent amount of sleep. That's one major lesson I have learned is sleep is a very big part of making sure you're ready to go when you actually wake up in the morning. Having a good night's sleep is a very important part. If I've not had a good night's sleep, training just seems to go a bit slower. Your weights are a bit heavier. You're a bit more lethargic. I have trained a few times with hangovers, and Salmon is he doesn't take that as an excuse.
Nope.
So
self-inflicted.
Yep. But
Awesome.
with a hangover, brownie points, at least.
Yeah, especially if you make it through a training session with a hangover. That's why if I'm going to have any alcohol, I just make sure it's not going to be on a day before training session.
I just don't consume as much on the day before.
I don't know, maybe I'm just weak. Maybe I just can't hack training with a hangover. They're getting pretty bad these days as you get older anyway.
Maybe you get worse as you get older, yes.
So just take us roughly through what a day in the food would look like for you. And obviously if you vary your calories from day to day, depending, but just give us an idea of what types of food you eat, how many times you eat, what that roughly looks like.
Well, certainly prior to training with you and learning about just simple calorie counting, I ate a lot. I ate a lot more than I really actually needed for my body. Let's just see an average working day. A day that I'm not doing training, I generally now initiate a bit of a fasting day. So I might only eat about 12,000 calories on that day, or I keep it smaller than that. Lunches, I keep really light and easy. I do a lot of simple vegetable bakes. So really just people have asked me if I'm a vegetarian. No, I'm a happy omnivore. I like my meat. I like my veggies. Being a meat eater makes working out your protein a lot easier. So let's take today. Today's a training day and a day off work. So today I'm not doing a lot, which means I'm fasting. Today I have had simply a coffee for this morning, a banana, my usual vitamin D tablets and vitamin B. Great for your bones, great for muscle repair and good for energy. And really today all I've had is 120 grams of Greek yogurt with I think it was 20 grams of blueberries, and I've had 2 eggs scrambled with 100 grams of spinach mixed into it. Spinach is a really good thing to eat. I know that I get a lot of iron from that. It's really good. Thing that I never ate a lot of beforehand. Eggs are a really good source of protein. Dinner tonight, I haven't planned that far ahead, but it'll most likely just be a simple portion of 200 grams of chicken, and I'll most likely just fry that up in the pan with a few steamed vegetables because that's just the easiest thing to do.
Yeah.
When I'm training, I do put a bit more effort into it. So veggie bakes, usually 3 eggs. Scrambled is easiest because you can do them in the microwave. They take like 2 minutes in the microwave, and there's a simple snack. Breakfast is not a thing, but I still manage to just do a coffee and a banana each morning. It's easy. But rinse and repeat. That's kind of the easiest thing to do. I try to make sure that I eat the same things consistently throughout the week, same amount of calories and portions. So it's not so much about what I'm eating. I'm generally looking at how many calories I'm taking in. That's something that you've definitely taught me to do. So I tend to spend my mornings, I wake up and just map out the calories that I'm going to eat for the day. On a training day, I'll eat up to 1,500 calories. On a non-training day, it's 12,000 calories, 100 calories, I think it's what I should be saying.
1,200, yeah.
1,200. Yeah, 1,200 or less. 12,000, that's a lot. Yeah. So on a training day, 15,000. 1,500. Non-training day is 1,200.
Too many numbers. I'm confusing you now.
Yeah, that's it.
It's getting to that point. It's the end of the week. It's Friday.
It is, and I've got a lot of work ahead of me for the weekend. So
yeah. And with your results and what you've so with the strength you've achieved and like the weight loss that you've achieved, what's been the feedback and the comments from like friends and family and co-workers and that sort of stuff? Good and bad.
Good. Look, it's all round been good. I haven't had anything bad. I mean, the only bad thing I could say that I've received is I have received you don't want to get any smaller than what you are, because you're already quite slim or quite skinny. So my partner has said he does like a curvy woman. So I'm blessed with hips. But, he's happy that I'm keeping myself at a good weight, at a good, body mass index. Yeah. I didn't necessarily go into this starting out to be like, oh my God, I want to lose 20 kilos. Shannon, you probably remember, I just said, I want to be strong. I don't want to be an old person with all these kind of issues, weak knees, weak ankles, struggling to keep myself moving and mobile. The weight loss thing has come as a bit of a bonus. I'm really, really pleased with that, because I thought you were going to make me get on a treadmill and learn to run. I didn't want to do that.
And that's what most people's perceptions of a weight loss diet is hours and hours and hours on a treadmill doing cardio, which is the complete opposite of what most people should be doing, in my opinion.
Yeah, because before seeking your help, I didn't necessarily know. I had a gym membership. I was one of those people who had a gym membership, and it was just wasted money. As you do, you kind of go a couple of times, and then afterwards you just start finding excuses or reasons or all sorts of things, and then you realize a year down the track you've just paid for something you never used.
Mm-hmm.
That's a waste of money.
Mm-hmm.
And
you're not the only one. It's literally most of the people who own a gym or have a gym membership are in that boat. So you probably find maybe 20% of every gym that is there that has a membership base, 20% of the people actually use their membership.
Yeah. Hell, I live in an apartment building that has a gym downstairs. There's no excuse at that point. So I have gone downstairs to use it a few times, thanks to you. But the equipment's not that great.
No,
so
it's never going to be as good as a gym, but you've got that band-aid or that just in case, if you can't get to the gym for any reason.
Yeah, just in case I message you at 1:30 in the morning because I've just finished work and gone, I'm not going to be able to make a 6 a.m.
Which is fair enough.
What would be your routine? I'm going to go downstairs and do that now.
Yeah, exactly. And if you were looking back to sort of before you started training, what would have been, or what was the biggest obstacle in your mind that would have prevented you from actually starting with say myself, or actually getting into a proper program?
I guess people kind of fear the cost of a trainer at most. Like, I'll be honest, I spoke to a few other trainers before you and was quite scared at how much they charge. I believe that you yourself charge a very reasonable amount, which is great. But in talking to trainers, I just didn't feel comfortable with a lot of other trainers. Two of which that I went and saw and spoke to just to kind of chat and get comfortable with. A lot of them are like, oh, well, you need to start cutting out these foods. You can't eat this. Oh, how much alcohol do you drink? Okay, well, you're going to have to cut alcohol out of your life almost completely. And for me, that's just a flat out no. I like my alcohol first and foremost, but my job involves selling alcohol. So, like tell a car salesman not to drive the cars that he's trying to sell. Tell an electrician not to practice what he's preaching. That's it. To me, telling someone who sells alcohol for a living not to drink alcohol is a bit stupid.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's just not on.
Yeah.
So apart from the scary thought of the cost, it was just essentially just telling myself I didn't have time.
Yeah.
And the one thing that I've realized is you can always make time.
Yeah.
I mean, if you can make time to go out with your mates, if you can make time to go out, just shopping and doing useless stuff. I mean, think about it. How much money would you waste on just useless stuff on a day-to-day basis that could go easily towards a gym membership and, a couple of sessions with a PT each week?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
It comes down to priorities at the end of the day. Which obviously everyone has slightly different priorities, and everyone's going to reach that point in their life, which is different for everyone. Everyone's got their own stage when they're ready. But it's good. And again, it's good to get different perspectives from different people, because everyone always has their own story. Everyone has their own reasons why and why not. But the biggest thing that I've sort of found is that once you sort of, put aside the cost and the time investment, and you actually just sit down, do the program, and actually follow it step by step, you don't have to eliminate alcohol. You can still have a drink and you can still lose weight like we have, and actually get really, really good results. And it doesn't take too much effort.
No, if the one comment I can make is calorie counting makes a huge difference. Sitting down and going, okay, well, this week, this is what I'm doing this week. I'm not being very sociable this week. Okay, great. I might take an easy week. I might eat some less calories because I'm not physically exerting myself. I don't have a lot of work on this week, or I don't have a lot happening. And then sometimes you hit weeks where you got a lot on. You've got September is a horrible month for me because I've got so many birthdays.
Me too.
For family. Yep. And you would understand, I got a little bit nervous for the month of September because I've eaten a lot of food that I didn't count calories for. But the fact that I got on the scale just this morning and I'm still losing weight.
Yep.
I just spent 3 days working the Royal Melbourne Show, eating pulled pork loaded chips, eating 4 cheese spaghetti. And I'm not talking nice, neat little portion size. I'm talking plate, a Whopper. I ate potatoes on a stick. Like I ate so non-healthy things, and I still stepped on that scale and was still losing weight. Granted, it was only like 0.2 kilos, but the fact that I stepped on that scale and it wasn't reading like an extra 3 kilos.
Considering how much, 100%.
Across this last month, your birthday cakes, all sorts of, I've eaten more souvlaki's in this past month than I have in probably a year. But I think that's the enjoyable fact. The fact that I go, okay, well, I'm really hanging for a souvlaki. I've been working, it's now 10 o'clock at night. I can't be bothered cooking. I'm just going to get a souvlaki on the way home. Well, my brain just says, okay, rather than taking the easy way out and catching an Uber home, which would take me 10 minutes, I'm just going to walk that distance. Sure, it'll take me half an hour, but it's the extra steps that I'm throwing in there. That means that I've earned that food.
Yep.
I've earned that extra calorie. That's something that I've definitely taken a lot out of our training.
Yep.
Calories in, calories out.
Yep.
If you can put the extra effort in, you can eat whatever the hell you want to eat.
And it doesn't need to be too hard either. Yeah. So, moving forward in terms of your, so obviously we've got results, which is amazing. For people who are, sitting on the fence, thinking about doing training or coaching, what would be or even just starting weight loss, what would be your advice to them to get them started, to get them going?
Do it for yourself. Really do it for yourself. Training it sucks to start with. It's really hard, but you will feel so much better in yourself for pushing yourself to get out of bed early if you do. For pushing yourself to just continuously go. A year down the track, I'm sorry to say this, Shannon, but a year later, it's still some days I'm like, I really can't be asked, but I do it. Really can't be asked, but pushing yourself, you'll feel better. It's like the fat loss, the muscle gain, they're just the perks. It's feeling better about yourself, more confidence. You really do. It makes you. Oh, there goes Bentley.
Yes, my wife just got home, so he might start barking.
That's okay. If he does, I'll keep Zelda quiet. Someone who's starting a weight loss journey, don't be scared of it. Approach it in a enthusiastic manner. You don't have to cut out carbs. You don't have to cut out all the horrible things. I still eat the things that I want to eat. I can still eat birthday cake and not feel bad about it. I can still, when my partner brings home a box of pizza shapes, I can enjoy that because I just know that I'm putting the effort in by going to the gym and doing that. You'll feel better about the food that you eat. You'll eat it because you enjoy it. You won't eat it because you hate yourself.
Yes.
We've all in there.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. But yeah, if you're starting your journey, the only thing I can say is just do it. It's not an easy thing to do. And I'm not going to say it'll ever be super easy, but after a while, it just becomes routine. It just becomes habit.
Mm-hmm.
And there'll be mornings where you wake up and you just really don't want to go to the gym. That's fine. Just put your clothes on, just go there and just do it. If it becomes routine, you just do it, even if you hate doing it, and you just feel better afterwards for going.
Mm-hmm.
My partner definitely says that I am happier for going to the gym. He says that he can just tell, even when I'm having a bad time at work, I go to the gym, I'll come home, I'm a lot more relaxed, I'm a lot happier. And yeah, if my partner's telling me that, then it's clearly affecting everyone else. So your weight loss is for you and for you first and foremost, but it'll just make you happier. You'll feel better.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree, 100%. Some days just suck balls and you just don't want to go, but you just do it, get it done.
I've laid in bed at like 5:15 in the morning, and my partner has heard me say out loud, just get out of bed. I have said that to myself, laying there going, I don't want to do this. My brain is saying, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. And I have just said out loud, get out of bed.
Yep.
And I forced myself out of bed in the middle of winter, pissing down with rain. I turn up to the gym absolutely saturated, but you know what? You start working out, you warm up, it's fine.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then you look good, you feel good.
You look good, you feel good.
You're done.
For me, I can eat whatever I want, and I'm happy with that. I can eat and drink whatever I want, so long as I'm accounting for it. That's all I got to do. Yeah.
And that's the main trade-off I try and explain to people as well, is you don't need to follow a strict, you can't have this plan, you can't have these foods, you can't have those foods, you can only eat these foods. Is the trade-off, the effort that goes into the calorie counting aspect of nutrition is you get to have whatever you want, provided you count it. If you don't count it, then you're going to have to follow a strict nutrition meal plan that's basically pre-counted for you, but you don't get the flexibility and the freedom to go out and enjoy those high palatable, tasty foods, drinks, alcohol, chocolates, and things like that.
Yes.
So,
I still enjoy my hash brown from Macca's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And because you're selecting what to eat across your day and portioning that out, I'll be honest, the food tastes so much better.
Yes. Yeah.
Especially when you have a Macca's hash brown and you've earned it. It tastes
It's Been a long time since I had a Macca's hash brown.
Yeah.
Cool. I think that's pretty much it. Is there anything else that you wanted to add on to that at all?
Not necessarily. Just, yeah, reiterate the same thing. Weight loss, do it for yourself. Just be happier in general. Life will be so much happier. Your outlook on life will just change. You'll be happier with yourself and you'll be happier with everything else. You'll find that work suddenly might become a bit easier. It'll be less strained in your relationship if you're in one. If you're not, you'll probably find someone awesome because you're happier.
Yep.
Yeah. And also get a dog. Dogs really help. They help the process. They really do. Yeah. They help.
Dog, then you have to walk it.
You have to walk it. Yeah. Twice a day. Even if it's just like 15 minutes. But sometimes you find you spend an hour at the park just because it's good fun being with them.
Yeah.
Yeah, get a good dog though. Sorry. No offense. I'm sure Beth plays ball and stuff, but you have to get a bit nervous around people. Zelda is the same. Beat up a poodle. I can't let her off the leash, but she'll have fun with Labradors and Greyhounds and big dogs, just not the little ones. Yeah.
Awesome. All right. Thank you all for watching. If you have any questions for Nicole, I'm sure she'll answer any questions if you direct any questions to her directly. I said directly a lot. And that's it. If you have any questions for me, feel free to message me directly as well. But that's it. Thank you, Nicole.
Thank you very much, Shannon. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.